Welcome back, AYG. My name is Arturo.
And I'm Bianca.
And today we're going to be shooting a video of a Q&A of questions you guys sent on Instagram or personal messages. So, how do you want to start this?
I guess we'll just get right to it. When you guys get into a fight or disagreement, how do you guys fix the situation?
When we do get in a disagreement or, a fight or something, we usually just, talk out what we have to in the moment and then just take our own ways and just later on just get over it, brush it off.
Yeah, if things do get too heated, like at the moment, we usually take our time, cool down, and then get back to it. We do like to apologize, well, most of the time. But, we're siblings. We're always going to fight. What is your favorite or your funniest memory together?
Well, my funniest memory I could say for the both of us was probably when we're out here, we're doing, we're just playing around in the living room. And my mom just screams from her room, everybody go to sleep. I'm like, Mom, what are you talking about? The people from China barely getting up. But it was just in the moment, it was funny.
It's funnier in Spanish. Trust me, he said it in Spanish. When you guys are going through challenges, do you guys ask for each other's advice? Yes. Pretty much if we do have challenges or like we're going through a certain circumstance, we mostly turn to each other before we turn to anybody else. If we feel like it's a more serious issue, then we go to our parents or to our leaders, our pastors. But for the most part, yeah. If it's something not too serious, we do turn to each other and give each other advice.
Yeah, I agree. We do go to each other a lot about a lot of stuff we go through. Next question. Who is more sentimental? Next one.
I cry
a lot.
Do you guys ever see each other working for God at church and think to yourselves, wow, my sibling is serving God? Or is it just something you keep to yourselves and not think about, just know you're proud? From my point of view, yeah, I am very vocal. I like to let them know I'm very proud of what they're doing and how they're serving God. Not only Arturo, but also our younger brother, Diego. I want to make sure that they know how I feel and hopefully help them keep them motivated in continuing serving God.
Well, for my case, I'm not very verbal, but I'm pretty sure that I do see them. I show them facial expressions, like saying like, "Damn, bro, like really, you got down," But yeah.
I can say, for example, though, like when I'm up, because I'm in the worship team and he's in the sound room. So when I see him, like sometimes I'll look at him for
help.
Not necessarily help, but like confirmation that I'm to make sure that I'm doing good. And just seeing him nod and just be like, oof, it lets you know that he is proud of what I'm doing.
Yeah. The second part of that question is what? What was it?
There is no second part.
Oh, you answered both of them.
Next question.
It says, what do you dislike or dislike and like about each other? One thing is that obviously, she is very sentimental. She needs to, get over it, it's not a big deal sometimes. Thing I like about her is that, she's always seen the bright side of things, always being positive, saying that we can do it, That's what I think.
Something I dislike would have to be the fact that he gets mad very easily. I may cry and I may hold it a little longer, but he gets mad very easily and he gets over it like nothing. And then the thing I like about him is that pretty much. The thing I like about him is that he can always make light of a moment. Like if it's something hard is going on in our lives and I am in my sentimental moments, he always makes me laugh. So I do appreciate that. As you can tell, he's a very serious person.
All right. The next question is, what is something you guys still fight about that you would fight about as kids? What would you say?
Me being the boss.
Yeah, I was always, when my mom and dad would leave the house and leave her in charge, I would always, try to do my own thing, go outside.
They would
play.
always tell us to stay inside.
Yeah.
And he would want to run outside. And he's gotten consequences because of that.
Yeah, I've gotten.
And now it's more like he thinks he's the boss of me. But we've learned to cope with it because it's not only just taking care of him and Diego anymore, because he can take care of himself. It's more like taking care of each other, but mostly just looking over Diego. Because he is the youngest. Yes, we take care of him.
We take care of each other, basically.
Yes.
What we're trying to say.
We take care of each other, but we focus on him.
All right. The next question was for me. What is it like to have a sister? All right. What is it like to have a sister? It's cool having a sister. I like it. Wouldn't change it because, all the advice she gives us, it always makes sense in some sort of way. But sometimes it could be a little annoying because she always gets what she wants because she's the girl.
Because I'm always right.
She's daddy's girl. And yeah, I mean, it's cool having a sister.
What are some of the gifts that your sibling has? What is it that you most admire of each other? So first part of the question, one of the gifts Arturo has is that he's a very people person. He is not afraid to even act a fool and hopes to grab people's attention and work that angle in being in teaching the word of God, I guess you can say. And then I think that would be the same thing. What I admire most about him is that his his ease of just calling people's attention and not being ashamed of what he does.
Yeah. For the first part of that question, I would say that she has the gift to be able to, how would you put it?
The gift of wisdom?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but no.
Advice?
No. Yeah. Honestly,
so
yeah.
The gift of wisdom.
Advice, not wisdom. Advice. Which is the same, right?
With good advice comes wisdom.
Right. So basically, yeah.
Always right.
Basically, what I'm trying to say is that she always, in every situation, for some reason, even though she hasn't passed through it, she has some advice. She learns from other people's mistakes, and I, always has the way to bringing good advice, wisdom to the table. What was the second part of it?
What is it that you most admire of each other?
Well, yeah, I think that would be the same. And to be able, to, be who you are, no matter what.
As little kids, what did you guys want to be when you grew up? I wanted to be a doctor. It didn't play out that way, but I like to think that even in what God has prepared me to do and what I'm doing now, He is He's helping me help others, which is what I always wanted to do. It's just help others and make sure that they're feeling better.
Right. When I was a little kid, all I wanted to be was like a mechanic, a race car mechanic, a monster truck mechanic, something, in working with cars, fast cars, basically. Next question. How does it feel to be the only girl?
At first, it was a little hard. I always wanted a little sister, someone who I can relate to, who I can talk to. But as I started growing up, it started becoming easier because even though he's not a girl,
I don't think so.
he still understands me, and so does Diego. I mean, if I talk to them, I feel like they are listening and they are trying to understand, even though when they don't. And if they don't, then they give me the advice to, like, you know what, maybe you should talk to maybe you should talk to my mom about that. I can't really help you. Or if they feel like it's a situation that, like, calls that they do need to give me advice, maybe they'll just think about it and come back to me. But at first, yeah, I always wanted a little sister, but it wasn't in God's plans.
All right. Next question: as siblings, how do you cope with the differences in age? The differences in age, I would say, when we were younger, it affected us a lot.
Yeah,
because
they were
she
the
was
annoying little brothers.
exactly. You know, we would annoy her because she was, you know, older, obviously. But now, I don't
Now, between me and Arturo, it's not very much of a difference. I can say it's a little more of a difference with Diego just because we are 9 years apart. But I mean, between like the three of us, we're like 4 or 5 years apart. But the good thing with that is, like, if I can't relate with anything with Diego, like, Arturo always steps in and helps. So we pretty much got each other's back, and it has become easier now that we're older and more mature.
Yep.
I mean, he isn't fully mature yet, but he'll get there.
All right. Next question: what are your favorite pastimes? Like hobbies?
Well, we already know what Arturo likes to do. We've seen him in his previous videos. He likes to ride.
Yeah, that's basically me. You know, I like to go riding. Anything to do with like moving fast, cars,
Adrenaline,
you know.
falling, crashing.
Yeah, I like all that stuff.
Me, I would say I don't mind going on a long drive with a good playlist and good people surrounding me. I also like to go quad riding every once in a while. But it's mostly just like the long drives. Like, one day, just let's go to the beach. All right, I'm down. Or just anything in general.
Next question: what is the hardest thing of trying to be a role model? You want to start or should I?
You could start.
The hardest part about being a role model is always trying to figure out what example to give to your younger sibling. You know, just to be, you know, always try to do the best you can, always do the best you can, right? And try not to disappoint your younger sibling, so that way they can learn how to do things the right way and not, you know, have them do something bad because of you.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably say the same thing. The hardest thing about being a role model, at least for me, the hardest thing that it was is that I have 2 younger brothers. I don't have a younger sister. I have 2 younger brothers. And it was kind of hard because, I mean, they're not going to like the same things I like. I mean, Arturo's not going to wear makeup.
I don't know.
So I had to be, like, creative sometimes in how to be a role model. Especially when I had to learn a lot of things that they like to learn, like that they know of. But for the most part, it was just, I focused on school because I always wanted them to be better than I was. And I had a hard time graduating, and I didn't want them to do that. But I did it, and I managed it because I knew that they were looking up at me. So, yeah.
Next question. Go ahead.
Have you ever followed a wrong role model, and what happened? As siblings, did you guys interfere?
Well, to my knowledge, I was always younger and I couldn't really see what role models Bianca was following. And I couldn't really do nothing because obviously, you know, I was younger. But I do see she was following a wrong role model, I would obviously, you know, try to get in there and be like, hey, you know what, you know, going down the wrong path, hop back onto the train, and, you know, try to continue the good fight.
Luckily, we haven't had like too many negative people around us. We were raised in church, and that literally has helped us through our childhood and teenage and everything. But I honestly, if I did see that Arturo was following like wrong role models, or he was like trying to be like somebody or stuff like that, I would just be like, remember who you are and who you were called to be. Because we can't fall into the temptations of the world, because God has a greater plan for us. He knows the plans he has in store for us, even before we were even born. So just trying to keep him motivated and reminding him that he is a child of God.
I am a child de Dios. Next question. Which one was it? I lost track.
Is it hard for you to receive advice from your younger sibling? Has he ever been an example? I guess this is about Diego.
But you do. Your younger sibling. Damn, I like that.
As you can see, a lot of his advice doesn't make sense. I'm just kidding. No, I mean, for the most part right now, Arturo is giving a lot of good advice. I think he has matured spiritually, and it has come to my benefit, because it makes it easier to just talk to him. Diego has surprised us, actually. His last video, honestly, was an example for us, and was like...
I didn't even know he was doing a video.
Yeah, we didn't. And when we saw the video, we literally were shocked, and we're like, okay, if Diego's willing to get out of his comfort zone, then we need to be willing to get out of our comfort zone.
Like, we need to step up our game.
And it just kind of motivated us to go above and beyond.
Yep. Next question. What do you do when one of you is giving a bad example?
I slap him upside the head. No, I'm just kidding. No, honestly, if I see that Arturo or anyone is giving my younger siblings a bad example, I get all mama bear on them, because I know I'm not their mom, but I am their older sister. So I get all protective and defensive. So if I see that like they're giving a bad example, then I quickly just giving him a look sometimes, and it'll work. Like, he'll be like, okay, I need to snap out of this. This isn't what I need to do. This isn't what I have to do. This isn't good. So
yeah, basically what I'll just tell her when she's doing something that she's not supposed to, like being a bad example, I'll just be like, dude, like, that's not you, you know? You know who you are. We go to church, we do this, we do that, right? Next question.
Because Bianca is the only girl, do you feel she gets her way easier?
Most definitely, yeah. I sometimes do. Well, it depends on the...
No, I'm just kidding. I do get things easier.
It just depends on what it is. Because obviously she's the only girl. She is the oldest.
Girls are more mature, so that is why I get my way.
That's exactly why. She's
because
a girl.
I am wise. But I mean, in all seriousness, my parents have managed to keep it pretty even, whether you're a boy or a girl, especially in getting things we want and stuff. They always tried to be even and show us love equally.
Yeah.
How did your parents balance it out between you guys?
You can answer that. I don't really get it.
Mom. No, I'm just kidding. For the most part, my brothers always had a tendency of leaning more towards my dad, and I was always leaning towards my mom. So because of the age difference, it made it easier for them to give us all attention, especially when we were younger and we required a little bit more attention. I think that's what helped them a lot. But as the years started going by and that our attitudes were changing and our maturity was changing, it was more just sitting down and talking to us. As little kids, they made sure that we always shared, that we didn't just mine. So a lot of the times it was just okay, take it away from the older one and give it to the younger one. And that way, I mean, we all had our balanced time on it. So.
Yep. Next question.
You're not going to comment at all?
I'm really got nothing to say about that one.
Who's gotten more in trouble throughout the years? This one.
I don't know about that.
Yes, to the day.
Yeah.
He still gets more in trouble than any of us. He has middle child syndrome.
It is what it is.
But I mean, don't get me wrong. It's never something super like big and serious. Like
That's just little stuff.
it's just little things here and there, like every day. Like before this video. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, that's all the questions we have for today. Thank you guys so much for participating and bringing in your questions. Next week, we are going to have a different video. It's going to be called Being an Example. So stay tuned if you have any questions regarding how to be an example or whatever may pop up into your head regarding the theme. Please let us know in the comments or reach out to us through Instagram or whatever platform you want to.
Yeah, I mean, we're out there with whatever questions you guys have about anything. If you guys feel comfortable coming to us or some of the other leaders, we're always here to help.
We're always open to receiving.
Yeah, and if we can't answer one of your questions, obviously, we're going to have to come back to your question.
It's a group effort. So that's why we're asking for questions ahead of time. That way we can make sure to have those answers for you next week.
Yeah. And if you don't want, we're here for you guys.
God bless you guys. We love you.
All right. Peace.